Hi everyone, welcome to Morning Coffee with Craig, and I hope everyone is well. And the academic year is just about finished. Everyone's just getting their essays and stuff in, and that's good because after that you'll have time to think. And today I thought I'd talk about something that's been quite topical in the Australian media at the moment, and it's the concept of bias. And bias, well, I've never actually understood what bias is, but a lot of conservatives in Australia think, well, keep telling us that they know what bias is, but I actually don't really know what it is. But today, I usually wake up to Radio National, which is one of the is an ABC channel, and yeah, last night I switched it over to a local radio station called Triple R. So I woke up to Triple R instead, and Triple R is just a local radio station in Fitzroy here in Melbourne. And the first thing I heard when I woke up is that the ABC had shut down a show called The Glass House, which is run by, sort of 30-something, quite an angry, funny, lefty sort of guy called Will Anderson and a team. And it's okay. I never really got into it that much. But what really frightens me is it supposedly got closed down because of this concept of bias, because the ABC has been criticised by the right-wing conservatives for being biased. But that's the whole point, I think, at least of this show, The Glass House. It was meant to be biased. Bias was what it was about. I sort of wonder what this space is that you could be in where everything is objective. I don't understand where that space is, because I don't really understand what it is to be objective. Well, because objectivity is something that's really hard to work towards. So, say you're in a hotel and you're the only Democrat, the only sort of social democrat or labourist or left-wing person in the pub, and everyone else, 99 of the other people in the pub are conservative. Say you was in a pub in South Melbourne or something like that. So does that make you biased because you have a political opinion that's different than everyone else in the room? I don't know, but in that context, perhaps, I don't know, what are you meant to weigh up and go, well, 99% of the people in this room have a different political ideology than me, but I have a leftist ideology. I don't. If you talk, does that make you biased, or are you meant to weigh up all the opinions of all the other people in the room to come to some conclusion about something? I don't know. I'm being facetious because I'm trying to understand what this concept of bias actually means, because surely it's about context. It's about, and who in this society can actually see everything in society. So in terms of the ABC, well, yes, it's got some very critical, intelligent, social democratic people within it, but it's very small on the larger media landscape. Most Australian media is right-wing, same as in the United States. All the commercial channels are inherently right-wing. They're in a market. They're run by very conservative proprietors, but like Rupert Murdoch or James Packer. I mean, these are conservative people, and the public broadcaster has less than 10% market share. And I don't know, if you look at it in that context, then it's not biased. It should be more left wing. So bias is it's a very, very difficult concept to tease out, because it is all about context. But in Australia at the moment, bias, I think, is just being used by conservatives to shut down debate. So someone can always accuse you of being biased. Well, thank you. I like being biased. It took me 20 years of education to learn how to be biased and to be on the front foot and understand what that bias means. And there's nothing worse than just reading some so-called balanced and objective trollop that lacks an argument, that lacks the strength of character to pull that argument through for a long period of time. And that's the sort of skills we want in this society. It's less of this sort of judicial objectivity, people that can only outline two sides of a debate. We need people that can not only outline two sides of the debate, but can take that debate forward in a strong way. And that's the sort of thing we need from leadership in Australia. We need people who are biased, that understand their bias, that understand who they are in the broader picture, not just some sort of false objectivity. And I don't know. Most historians sort of gave up on this very old-fashioned idea of objectivity a long time ago, because most historians understand the contingencies of the evidence that they find in the archive, and they've also got to understand themselves as whole people. If you're if you're middle class, you're rich, your parents are about to give you a $2 million house, then it's most likely you're conservative. That's part of what you are. But if you're on the minimum wage, if you rely on sort of the unions to protect you, you rely on the state to protect you and stuff like that, then most likely there's political ideologies that would suit you better. I hope people are biased. I want people to be more biased. I love people's bias. It's what gives this society character. So go out there, be biased. Meet someone tomorrow and show them your bias. Okay, have a good day, and bye for now.